This is another session of Harbor Engineering. This is the last session for chapter that is port amenities and navigational aids. In the previous session, we have studied about certain topics related to navigational aids. Half of the portion we have covered up to the floating navigational aid. Now we will be learning in detail from the topic of floating navigational aid. That is the last session of this chapter. So let's begin with that topic. So the first floating type navigational aid which we will be studying in today's session is buoys. Basically in floating navigational aids there are buoys and light ship. There are various types of buoys. So let's begin with this topic first. So they are small size structures, that is buoys, which are the floating structures which might be in form of cylinder or in shape of drums, employed at demarcation of entrance and approach channel boundaries. So they can be placed at the boundaries of the entrance so as to guide the ship as to from which specific passage is the entry to the harbor from. Buoys are of different types. Basically, these are the various types of buoys which we'll be learning one by one in detail. So let's begin with these various types of buoys. First is the channel demarcation buoys. Now basically as the word is channel demarcation, so its purpose is demarcating, that is segregating or separating the boundaries of the passage of the entrance channel. So this is a sort of figure representing the channel demarcation buoys. The labels that are the even numbered, which has been shown by number 2, odd numbers which have been shown by number 1 are the specific points where the buoys will be placed, and label 3 is the pier. So in this figure, first of all, this is the shoreline which has been represented. This black thick line on the circumference is the breakwater. This is the breakwater. Label 3, this is the pier head. Pier head we have already studied in chapter number 2, that is in connection with the breakwater and is specifically located at the entrance point to the harbor. While we are moving from the sea portion to the harbor portion, the buoys which are placed on the left hand side, that are the even numbered buoys, are the starboard hand side. So moving from water body to the harbor, the buoys which are placed on the left side, which are the even numbered buoys, are the starboard hand side, and on the right side, that are the odd numbered buoys, are the port hand side. So these are the two technical terms for the buoys which have been placed on the boundaries of the entrance channel. Next are the few salient features of the channel demarcation buoys. For channel demarcation, the buoys are numbered progressively inland from the sea. That is, while the ship is moving from the water body or sea to the harbor, the buoys are numbered in succession. That is, the odd numbered buoys of the even numbered buoys which we have seen in the previous figure. From sea entrance, the left hand side, that is termed as the starboard hand side of the channel, is marked by even numbered buoys, and the color code is red buoys. In the night time, it will display red light. So in the daytime, the red color, it will be displaying its specific meaning, and during the night time, in the buoys, red light will be placed so as to give idea regarding the entrance of the harbor. The right hand side is termed as the port hand side, which is marked by odd numbered buoys, which are black colored buoys during the daytime, and those are lighted with green lights during the night time. So during the daytime, they are specifically black colored, and in the night time, as it is black colored, it won't be visible. So green light is placed inside the odd number, that are the port hand side, to demarcate both the boundaries. For marking artificial or natural obstruction to navigation in open outer harbor of open sea, wreck buoys are used. Now, wreck buoys are specifically used for giving an idea regarding a dangerous location or point, dangerous or hazardous location. So, by viewing the wreck buoy, the navigator gets the idea as to he has to move cautiously from the specific area or the specific point. So that is the purpose of rag buoy. They are painted green with letter rag written on them in white color. So basically the color code is green and the word rag is written on them with white color. Now this is the color code which we have seen in case of boys. This is beacon light, but the color code is same for boys. That is the red color code and the green color code. This is the pier head. That is the point which is in connection, or the component which is in connection with the breakwater, and on which the beacon lights are placed. This is the figure for rag buoy, which we have specifically seen the purpose, that is to give idea regarding a hazardous location or point. So it is sort of an oval shaped buoy. Here the labels are bottom, that is the seabed, that is the foundation, cast anchor and chain. Now chain is the connection between the buoy and this concrete block. The cast anchor which has been written is a concrete block for stability of the buoy, because we have to give a sort of anchorage in the seabed so that the buoy remains stable. So cast anchor is a CC block, that is with which the chain is tied. At one end is buoy, at the other end is CC block, for maintaining the stability of the buoy so that it does not get displaced due to the wave action or the tidal action. And the water level has been shown, and sort of we can see that half of the structure is above water, half of the structure is below water. Next are the luminous and the audible buoys. Now luminous is basically related with light, audible related with sound. So luminous buoys, during the night the buoys are to be lighted so as to give an idea regarding the location of the harbour or regarding the entrance to the harbour. So for lighting the buoys, oil, coal, gas or acetylene are used, that is the fuel, and the fuel is stored in the buoy itself. So these luminous buoys can be placed in the harbour, can be placed in the light ship, can be placed at the entrance point, and basically the fuel is provided in the buoy itself with the help of which the buoy will function. Next are the audible buoys or bell buoys. So they are basically used in the foggy weather, because in that situation the visibility is not that much clear. Bells are mounted on these buoys, which will be sounded in quick succession at interval of not more than a minute. So basically, as the word is bell buoys, the bells are mounted. They will give a successive sound in an frequent interval which is less than a minute. An automatic arrangement is made for the hammer to strike against the bell, with the help of which the continuous sound will be produced so as to guide the navigator regarding the route which he has to follow, because it is a foggy, hazy weather. So the buoys won't be visible, so the guidance will be given through the sound. So this is the view for the audible buoy or the bell buoy, in which continuous sound is being made, and through that the guidance is given to the navigator regarding the route which he has to follow. And next, these are the luminous buoys, that is which are provided with the lighting facility, and the fuel is stored in the buoy itself. Mooring buoy. Now mooring buoy are basically used for providing anchorage facility or for tying up of the ship. So here again, this is the bottom, that is the seabed. Coast anchor, that is the CC block, which is the point where one end of the chain will be tied up, another end will be tied up with the buoy itself, and the purpose is to make sure that the buoy remains stable in the water body. So this is the chain facility, and these two are the mooring buoys. The purpose of mooring buoy is tying up of the ship. So specifically here the hook has been provided, and the small ship or boat can be tied up with this hook so that anchorage facility can be provided. So this is the view for the mooring buoy. Here, as we can see, this is the anchor chain. There are two types of chain, that is the ground chain and the anchor chain. Ground chain is the chain connecting the CC block which is at the seabed with the buoy itself. This is one connection, that is the ground chain, and second is the anchor chain which is connecting buoy with the ship. So this is the anchor chain. The mooring hook is secured at the top end, that is for the anchor chain which is connected with buoy and the ship. In harbour interior, buoys are provided in fixed position to which the ship would be moved during the stay in the harbour. That is, the ship can be tied up with this mooring buoy by use of the anchor chain, and the ground chain connects the buoys with the concrete block which is in the sea bed. For positioning buoy, concrete weight, as we have studied, of 2 to 10 tons should be attached to the ground chain. Next are the light ship. In location where it is not practical to build lighthouses, small ships are used for the purpose. These light ships may vary in size. So basically, where it is not practical to build the lighthouse, that is the bearing capacity is not available, or if non-critical works are being carried out in the harbour, then there is not much possibility of construction of lighthouse. So in that case, the light ships are built, which might be of varying sizes. They can be fully manned or unmanned ones with automatic light. That is, the continuous flashing light or steady light can be provided, and it can have manpower or it can be automatically operated. The bulls of the light ship are generally painted red. Now that is, the body of the light ship is generally painted with red color, and the name of the station is painted in white color. That is, whichever specific harbour or port is there, where the light ship is placed, the name is written on the body of the ship with white color, and the superstructure is also white. That is, the structure which is built above the platform, above the deck on which the movement is being done, it is also painted with white color. So this is the view for light ship. The harbour or port name is written. This is the hull, that is the body of the ship, which is painted with red color. Superstructure is of white color, which is above the deck or the platform. And basically, the light facility is provided in the light ship. Now, till now, we have studied various navigational aids, that is lighthouse, beacon lights, buoys or light ship. These are all the traditional navigational aids. Now, recently, the high technology navigational aids which have been sort of brought out are LORAN and radar. So, first of all, LORAN, that is the long range aid to navigation. Basically, this gives idea regarding what is the distance between our ship and the harbour. So signals are transmitted continuously at a predetermined frequency in all directions in form of pulses at regular interval. So at certain duration, the signals are transmitted continuously from the ship in all directions, and the time difference of the pulses are measured electronically and helps in determining its position. So first of all, the wave is emitted from the ship, which is incident at a structure in the harbour, and again it is reflected back, which gives an idea regarding the distance from the time difference between the pulses. So a specific wavelength of the wave is transmitted, which is incident, then it is reflected back. So we get a time lapse, that is the time difference between the incident and the reflected wave, and from that time difference we electronically get an idea regarding what is the distance between the specific ship and the harbour. So here LORAN only gives idea regarding what is the distance from the harbour. And next is radar, that is the radio detection and ranging. Radar word we have already come across previously. So based on the fact that the radio waves are reflected from solid object. So it is based on the principle of reflection that the solid object will be reflecting the wave which is incident on it. Powerful radio signals are transmitted at regular interval, and time taken by the reflected wave to reach the transmitter gives the indication of distance. So basically this point we have seen in the previous slide, that is the time taken to reach the point from where the wave was emitted. Now there is a plan position indicator in the ship. The radar pulses are converted into visual signals for easy identification and are displayed on fluorescent screen. So there is a screen, that is the fluorescent screen, in which the waves, after getting reflected and after being caught in the tool itself, they will be sort of seen in the screen. So we can get an idea regarding the coordinates, regarding the latitude, longitude of that specific point. So this screen will be basically displaying the points, that is the harbour, where it is specifically located from our location. So it will be in the top view, that is the plan view. It will be giving idea regarding the position, the specific coordinates of the harbour, so we can align our navigation, that is we can make the navigation according to it. Radar reflectors are placed on buoys, beacon lights, towers and fixed structure. Now radar reflectors are those reflectors which will be reflecting the wavelength which is incident on it. So we discussed that the waves are reflected from solid object. So they are incident on this radar reflectors which are placed on buoys or beacon lights or fixed structure, and these radar reflectors will reflect that light back towards the ship, and after being caught that wave in the radar, it will give the specific position. Used to reflect an echo back to the transmitting ship regarding the presence of the location of the harbor. Reflectors are usually steel plates. So basically these radar reflectors are steel plates in general, which do the work of the reflecting back the incident wave. So this is the end of chapter number 6, that is the port amenities and navigational aids. In port amenities, we studied the various useful facilities in the harbor, and in navigational aids, we studied about the fixed and floating navigational aid, and in brief regarding LORAN and radar. So from the next session, we will be beginning with the new chapter, that is the chapter number 7, harbor maintenance.